Hello everybody. How's it going? Hope you're all doing well. Sorry if you hear any weird background noise or anything. Hopefully this mic does okay. So in my previous video, I talked a little bit about my trip in Vegas and some life updates. And in part of my life updates, I mentioned that I spent a lot of time with Korean and tattooing. So today I thought I'd show you what I've been doing with tattooing. I thought I'd show you what I do from beginning to end, how I've been practicing. And if you're an artist or a tattoo artist, please leave comments below if you have any suggestions or comments about what I'm doing. I'd love some feedback as I'm, self-teaching. So I think any help at all would be greatly appreciated. So I'm gonna kind of narrate what I'm doing, and then I'll have some footage over this as I go through it. So I've been using this stencil printer. I got it on Amazon. If I can find the exact link, I will let you know. I think it's called Phomemo, Phomemo. I think that's the company. Yeah, that's the name of the company. It came from China. I don't know if the quality's great, but it was cheap and it works. So that's all I really cared about. My favorite feature about this is that it can pair to my iPad, and I can print directly from my iPad, which is what I normally use to draw. To be honest, and you'll see in some of the footage over this video, most of the tattoos that I practice with are not my own designs. They are designs I just found on Pinterest or on Instagram. So normally what I'll do is I'll get on the iPad, I'll find some pictures that I like of tattoos. If it's like a flash sheet, then I'll just edit it and turn the contrast up or turn the saturation all the way down. So I just get the outlines, and then I'll print the stencil off with this thing and put it onto fake skin. The fake skin I also got on Amazon. I have 2 sheets of real skin, which if you don't know is a popular fake skin brand. And I have a lot of other sheets that are like no-name brand sheets on Amazon that I found. I haven't used the real skin yet. Maybe I'll save those for a future video, but I will show you what I do with the fake skin. So after I have the stencil printed out with my stencil printer, I will put Speed Stick deodorant on the fake skin, and that will act as like a transfer medium. When you're normally getting a tattoo, they'll have other things like Stencil Stuff is one brand that will help transfer the stencil onto your skin. But since I'm not tattooing real skin right now, I'm just using Speed Stick deodorant because that's what I found on YouTube and it works for me. Another thing I should mention too is I don't really practice the best sanitary standards, and that's because I'm not tattooing real skin. And if I do tattoo real skin, I'll probably use all new stuff. I don't plan on tattooing real skin for a long time. Maybe a month or 2 months in the future, or even longer down the road, you'll see a video of me trying to tattoo myself, but that won't be for a little while. The most annoying part of this whole process is letting the stencil dry, and you can use a hairdryer, and sometimes I do use a hairdryer if I want to tattoo everything, if I want to prep and tattoo everything in one day, in one session. But the best practice, at least in my experience so far, is to just let the stencil sit on it for a day. Sometimes, and I don't know if I'm not using it enough, but sometimes the hairdryer just doesn't do the job. When I go to tattoo, the stencil will still smear off. I've never tattooed real skin before, so I don't know if that happens with a real person, or it could be that I'm using Speed Stick deodorant instead of an actual transfer medium. It could also be the way that I do it, I'm not sure. But if I don't let the stencil sit for over a day, usually it wipes off pretty easily while I'm tattooing. So as of now, I just have black tattoo ink. I don't have any other inks, and maybe I'll get some in the future so I can practice color. But for now, I've just been doing lining and shading. For myself, I just want black and gray tattoos anyways, so I've just been practicing with what I'm interested in. Like I said before, I have tattooed some of my own designs, but the majority of the work I tattoo are from other people online. If I can find out who drew the designs of the tattoos in this video, then I will put their names over the picture. So my normal voltage settings, and again, if you're a tattoo artist or an artist and you have a better suggestion for this, I normally am at about 9 volts. The machine I use is a masked tattoo machine. This is the machine here. And I use a foot pedal when I tattoo. The one thing I really like about this is that I can set it to like a toggle. So if I tap the pedal, it'll stay on, or if I tap it again, it'll turn off. Or I can have it to where it's only on when my foot's on the pedal. I think that's really cool. Because I have a masked tattoo machine, I also have been using masked tattoo needles. I haven't had the chance to play around with a lot of different needle sizes. I only have 4 here. These are what I have now. So I have an 05, an 07, and an 11 round liner. And then I have a Magnum shader here. This says 10-11 round Magnum. I haven't been practicing shading a lot because I don't think I have my lining technique down. And if you see me use the smaller needles like the 05s, my line works a lot shakier. And I'm trying to improve on that before I get too much into shading. Cool, so I'm gonna show you some of the other tattoos I've done before on my fake skin, and hopefully you can see some progress throughout the different pieces. And again, if I can find the name of the original artist, I'll put that over the image. I hope I can. A lot of these were just ripped off of Pinterest, to be honest. And I don't plan on actually tattooing these on myself as of now, or tattooing them on other people, or selling this at all. So it's just purely for practice. But yeah, keep in mind that these are not my drawings. Thanks so much for watching the video up until now. If you have any other questions or comments about how I practice tattooing, definitely leave those in the comment section below. I would love feedback too, as I'm self-teaching and I'm fairly new at this. I've only been practicing for a couple months now. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Leave a like and subscribe. Hopefully you'll see more tattoo content from me in the future. You can also check out my Instagram, which should have some. Hope to see you in the next video.